Personio product update. I'm going to present you the latest product updates that we had in March. And yeah, my name is Lena. I'm a community manager, and I'm supported today from my wonderful colleagues, Mark and Laura. Mark will answer all the questions in the chat, and Laura will pick a few questions from those that you were asking in the Q&A section underneath in the Zoom bar and ask me those questions live after every chapter. Laura also has her camera on and is waving into the crowd. Thank you. Perfect. I will try to cover all the topics as full as I can, of course, but if you have questions, please feel free and welcome to write them in the chat. We're happy to assist, and we'll answer them. Before we jump into the agenda, let's first talk about the tip of the month. It's always also important. It's like a small new detail. Now it's an improvement for the interview, interview organization, because with the new day view, when scheduling interviews, it's much easier and the overview is much clearer, because now, you see actually what's in the like if there are blockers or something in the calendar of your colleagues, and it's much easier to find a slot for all participants. And more information how to improve the interview scheduling you find in the Help Center article, Schedule Interviews Using the Integrated Calendar. That's it from the tip of the month. And now let's have a look at the agenda. The agenda is jam-packed, mostly with performance information, actually. It is firstly about evaluation of superiors in the performance cycles. Then we do also a quick demo in the performance, how you can export and download the reviews that you have done or your employees have done. And also we have a look at the new training management within performance. This is a completely new functionality that hasn't existed yet and was launched in March 2. And the last point in the HRM part is regarding the APIs, endpoints. I will also give you a quick overview with functionalities and in which areas you can use that. And then we continue with the integrations. There I have 3 with me today: Pento, Honestly, WFM One, and that's it. Then I give you a quick outlook on the recruiting part, what's coming next, or what is the next bigger release there. And that's it, what we are gonna discuss today and what I'm going to demo today. Let's jump right into it. As said, the performance area was a huge, there were huge launches in the past month and also over the last few past months, actually. It started with the performance and with the performance cycles in winter, and then a few functionalities were added here and there. And now in March, the whole training management was launched. Those 2 functionalities, they're now included in a specific package. So in order to be able to use them in the left navigation bar side of your Personio account, you do need this package to be booked. Our product team was talking to many HR people and was always having a look at how to improve the situation, because the topic was often it is difficult to get and to retain talent. And with this performance and development area, it is the goal of Personio to improve the visibility of feedback, to also have a concrete training cycle documented, so that the employees can improve their personal career and also maybe do the next internal step improve further. And to be able to have that in one tool, it was very important for our developers also to have that in Personio. So far, we were offering lots of integrations, but now we do have these functionalities also in Personio. So before I start with the new details, I want to check where you are, at what position you are standing at the moment. There will be a poll showing up Perfect. I see it already. I hope you do too. And I have 3 questions here for you. The first one is, are you already using the new functionalities, training management and performance cycles? And yeah, if yes, you're using it, no, or if you're in between, that you have tried it out in the testing phase. The testing phase was until end of March, but since last week, 1st of April, it's a specific package that needs to be booked. Or if you were interested to learn more, I promise you, I will show you the new functionalities. And in the end, like after I have showed you, I'm also curious, of course, like how interested you are now, because it's a huge step again. And also I want to know, and I'm curious how confident you already feel with the new functionalities, just so we know, like that I know how deep I should go into detail with them. Oh, I see, it's 2 questions. I'm sorry. Then apparently the last one was kicked out. But yeah, I'm curious, like 27 have participated already. 39, no, 27. Okay, I will leave it open for 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and now I'm ending the poll. Okay, I'm going to share the results so you can all see. So on the first question, if you're already using the new functionalities, 22% are already using the new performance package. Then the majority of 44% are not using it yet, but they're interested to learn more about it. I will promise you get more details on that. And 30% said that no, currently it is not relevant for them. Okay. And then how confident do you feel in using the performance area? So 41% said that I don't use performance at all yet. And followed by 26. Currently, it is still very new. Well, no surprise, as the feature is quite new. So yes, and then 19 and 15% already had a look at it, and already 15% said that they find their way around well and keep themselves informed about new functionalities. That's very cool to hear. Thank you. Very nice. Okay, then I stopped the poll now. Okay. All right. And then let's have a look what was actually released. One of the bigger releases that was necessary also to have like a 360-degree feedback angle is the last evaluation here, the upward evaluation. This means that the selected participants of a feedback cycle, if they have someone in org chart underneath them, they will also give feedback from below. So at the moment, so far we had the manager evaluation from top, then we have the self-evaluation from themselves and the peer evaluations from like colleagues. And now we do have the upward evaluation too. So it's like a whole 360-degree feedback angle. And you can also collect the feedback of several employees that are underneath the supervisor. So if someone, for example, has 5 employees underneath their role, they can get up to 5 feedbacks. Let's have a look at the account, how you can actually set that up. So in on the dashboard here, we see the new navigation bar. This is just a design change. And also like one cool add-on that they have done here is now with the performance and development area, for example, we have 3 different columns or pages that we could jump into. And now I can jump right into the cycles page. That's what I'm going to do here. And I've prepared a few cycles for us that I can show you, show you quickly what has been done. Here in this feedback cycle, I go back to the beginning. In the first part, you enter the name. Then you choose the participants who should be in this feedback cycle, like who write the self-evaluation, like all the employees who you want to collect the feedback from. Then you can add different review types. And now with the new one, you can also select the upward review. And you go on next. You can also choose the upward review form. And very important for those of you who have not set that up, you can go under settings, performance, and performance forms, and there you can set up here your review form that you need for this cycle and edit them. So yes, then also like the due dates needs to be saved. Let's do it accordingly to the others, 14 days after launch. And then we go next. When you're 100% sure that you want to launch a cycle, you can do so. Otherwise, you can just go and save and close. But this is no new functionality. This has been like that since the beginning. Okay, so we have started the cycle with the 360 feedback degree view. I have prepared one already where we also got some feedback already, just to show you quickly. In the Q2 feedback review, I have selected 3 employees who are underneath each other. So on top is Emma, then Matilda, and then Haley. And yeah, they all have different statuses of their reviews. Here's the manager review with the status, for example, none is available because Emma, for example, does not have a supervisor. The self-review is not started yet here. Haley on the other side has it done already. Peer review is non-assigned as no peer here has been requested feedback from, and also here upward review. This is what we have this is what we're looking at newly now. Emma has 4 employees in the org chart underneath her, so 4 potentials who could give her a review. And Haley on the other side, there is also none available because she does not have anyone in the org chart underneath. And Matilda, she has 3 employees underneath in her org chart. One of them is Haley, and as I know that I have done this this review, I know that it's from her. Okay, so if, for example, we want to know how it looks when an employee gives a supervisor feedback, we can have a look. Here in this feedback cycle, we have Matilda. As we have requested the upward review, this means that all the employees do get an email invitation to give feedback as they have a request open. And so we can now log into Ellen as one of Matilda's employees in her team and fill out the feedback form about his supervisor. We log in as Ellen. As employee, he only has, I'm sorry, I just realized that his profile is in German. I will quickly change this to English. So as he is an employee, he has not all access rights, obviously, and so he just has performance and development area, just access to the feedback that he is supposed to give. Here, you can always see the assigned feedback that he has to do. Then he can also see which feedback has been sent and which feedbacks he received from others within the different feedback cycles. So what he has to do now is the Q2 feedback review for Matilda. That's what we wanted to see how that looks like. When he's like happy and sends this review, then you'll see here also in the pop-up fencer that the review will be sent to Matilda's supervisor. So in this case, Emma. And yeah, also Ellen is no longer able to edit this review as this is sent off. In other positions, they will change something from the access rights, but for the employees, this will stay as it is. Okay. So now he can see in the overview that this feedback has been sent. He can also have a look and check what he has sent off. And yeah, to just have an overview and to remember in case there is a talk or that, Matilda has a question that he can look it up what he wrote, and also has a good overview on his feedbacks that he still has to do. When we log out now as Alan and are in the admin role again, and go on the cycles, on the feedback cycles, and have a look at the Q2 feedback review. We do see now that there are 2 of 3 who have submitted. So now there's just the 3rd one underneath Matilda missing. That's it to the feedback cycles. So far to the upward review. Let's quickly jump into the next point. It's also regarding performance. It's about the export and download of the evaluations. You see in the screenshot that this is possible now. For example, it is relevant if you prepare a meeting or if you want to share it in the employee profile. And for also one last information, for example, the deletion of feedback cycles is also important because this is now possible too. Let's jump back into the account and I quickly show you how this is working. For example, when Matilda wants to see the self-evaluation of Haley, and because it's done already and she has an appointment, then we can log in as Matilda. And because Matilda is a supervisor with the edit rights on Haley's profile, like Haley's performance area, she's also able to export the functionality. Maybe. Also, admins could do that, like employees in their specific role with the edit rights or the admins. Okay, now we wanted to get the self-review exported. So we have a look at it. We open the self-review. And then here on the top right corner, there is an export button. That's quite newly there. And there you can choose if you want to have it as a download, as a PDF, or if you want to export it to Haley's document so that it's in her document tab in Personio. We want to do both in this case. And then we click on export. And for the PDF, you see now that everything is on one page and that it's like in a certain format, and you can save this on your computer locally. Just please don't forget to delete your folders regularly. I cancel this now. Or also here you see it underneath, or also in the Documents tab. When we click on that, we are guided into the performance area. And there are 3 feedbacks already in her performance category. For example, Q2 feedback review. This is the document that we have exported now to her documents area. Now, when we log out again, so this is quite convenient because now the feedbacks are all stored in her profile. And this is also relevant for the deletion function, which I'm going to show you now. You see here that the trash bin symbol is grayed out because at the moment we are not able to delete it. Only when no employees are in this cycle anymore, then we are able to delete a full cycle. So therefore, we have to remove all employees in the cycle. Here I mark with this check mark, I mark them all and remove all employees. Yes, I want to remove them. All data that has been, like all the reviews that have been done in the performance tab, in the profile, and also in the performance review, they are gone. We cannot get them back. This is very important. Oh, there's one more. And so now it's empty, and therefore we can go back. And now you see that the bin symbols there, we can click on delete, and then we can delete it. Very, very important, really, that you do not delete cycles that existed where there has been feedback given. If it is really necessary, please make sure that the reviews and feedbacks are transferred to the documents area and the profiles, all of them, and then you can delete them. But for example, if you've created test review cycles and you don't want them to have in your site anymore, now you're able to delete them again. So that's it to the deletion and also to the export and download functionality. So yes, one more and important information that I have to just cover that we have it completely. Here it's a note from our growth team, and I should tell you and inform you about it in case you do not book the performance and development package. The performance area, as you see it in the screenshot here in the profile, it will exist and remain until the end of the year. And in the end of the year, there will be a functionality that you can export all data, that you have the data, so nothing is lost. And you will be contacted in case you are affected from this. Yeah, the functionalities manual manager reviews, they still exist, and the goals they are to be moved into the performance and development area too, because they will, like in summer, they will do also some changes there, and this will also be part of the P&D package. That's how our growth team calls it. And performance meetings and notes so far you can also use. Just so you know, we wanted to say that early, that everyone is informed. And then, as we have talked about the performance cycles, let's have a look at our third news from the performance area, the new training functionality. Training management is a new functionality that is the third one here in the performance area. And now you can easily add and view, edit, delete training courses and sessions underneath the training courses that you have set up, and quickly add and remove employees, have an overview and track their attendance, who has been there, who has not been there, who has to go into the next training maybe. This is the start. It's an overview. Let's also check out how that looks in the account when we set that up. So when we are in performance, we could either go here again or into the third bucket, training. I have started two already just to showcase you. Here you can always see if there are different sessions underneath. Here we see there are 2 sessions created already for a first aid course that is mandatory for everyone. And I can do a short description. When I go on edit course here, then I can change the name. I could add something to the description, for example, if it's still work in progress, then you can leave a note here that, like all other admins who have access to this tool, this is very important. This view is only visible to admins at the moment. Our product team will be working and finding the other access right solutions as soon as they also tackle that in the performance area. So with this, we have I have created one in the future and also one in the past. You see that here on the status, like date, time, participants, etc. And here, when we have a look at the one in the past, we do see that we can also track the attendance status, who has been there, who has not attended, and from who we do not know. For example, from Ashley, I maybe got the information that she has joined, and then I can click on mark as attended or not. For example, Boris, if he has not attended, we could do that too. Or for example, if he does not have to do this training at all anymore, we could also remove him. Okay, so this is the functionality within a session. So basically, the concept is that always there is a training course, and then underneath you do have different sessions where you also say who are the participants, who has to attend which and what. And for example, here I did have different training options, like different dates, but you could also do that. It's like building up, for example, with the experience, of course. Here also you see that here for this one, there are no sessions created, therefore you can still delete the whole training course. And here I have created some sessions. There I first have to delete the sessions and then can create new ones. So if you want to play around, just so you know, you can delete them. Now let's add a training course called Sales Training. Mandatory for all sales employees. And here we do see the description again shortly, and then we can add a session. For example, cold calling. We set that to the 21st of April, and it's 2 hours. Afterwards, we organize a team lunch so that everyone is prepared, that they don't have to bring something from home. So now we have created that. Here is the description. You can always edit that here. Add some new information if there are any news, for example. Then you see the time, date, etc. And then you can add the employees. For example, sales, for example. So here, where as soon as, as soon as this training takes place, then you can only change the attendance status. Until then, you can only remove participants. When we click on actions here, you see that this is grayed out. Only as soon as this date and time has passed, then you can mark it as attended and not attended. Removing you can obviously always do. Okay, that's the training overview. As said, there will be many more developments to come. I'm unfortunately not sure like what the exact developments are, but I hope that on the 27th of April, our product team will be able to communicate a bit more details, because in the user group meeting, there will be a deep dive session on training management. And I'm sure that there will be some more information about what's coming next. You're welcome to post your ideas in the ideation area in the community. Our product team is regularly checking in there and having a look if there is feedback already and suggestions. So you're welcome to post it there. As the last time when I had my last internal training regarding training management, the roadmap was not 100% clear and set in stone. So they're always looking for feedback from you too. Then let's get back to our presentation, because the next important question is how interesting was that for you? There is a poll showing up again. I want to know, like, is that now more interesting, or do you think it's not, maybe not something for you yet? It would be great if you attend. And then I quickly show you in case you're interested. Obviously, you can always talk to your growth manager, but there's also the option to attend to a webinar, for example, especially if you have booked the tool already, but don't feel 100% confident. There is a webinar taking place every Thursday in April and mid-May, where you can attend to. Okay. Wow, 6 from 19 said already that they can't wait to get started. In 3 seconds, I will close the poll and share the results. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Share results. So 32% can't wait to get started. That's great to hear. And another 32% say sounds interesting, but currently not relevant for us. And 26% say it has caught my interest. I would like to know more. Okay, cool. Thank you for your feedback then. And yes, okay. Then we have one last topic before we can start into the questions. It is about the new API endpoints. It's about the project ID and the documents that can be transferred. With the new API endpoints, it is possible, for several tools to communicate with Personio and send documents. So the API needs to be set up for that correctly. So you need to have someone who's like preparing the code for that. And then also in the API, you can say if it's reading or writing rights. This is actually a quite huge change and achievement. I hope that it doesn't like go under in front of all the performance information that I've just given you. But this is a huge step. We have one integration from the marketplace who has this already in place. It's called Pento. Maybe some of you are using it for payroll. I also like introduce it later quickly. And it's possible to send the payslips from Pento to Personio, for example, via this API. This is great, and you can also set it up for your recruiting API and also for your public employee data API. So you can do that. It's just connected with a bit developer developing of the API on your side. So just so you know, if you have in-house developers or you have a company who is doing that for you, you're welcome to refer them to the developer.personio.de. It's our developer hub, and there they find all the information regarding the code. And also, if they have questions to the code, they can also ask it there in the discussions area. Then our developers will answer and help out as far as they can. This is a quite cool functionalities for them. And so now we come to the end of the first chapter with those 4 new points. I see, Laura, that there were a few questions in the chat. Do you have some that you are asking live for me?
Yes, Lena, thank you. We do have a few questions that I selected and that I would like to pose to you now. So the first question is rather a short one. It says, hi, can I add a due date to a performance cycle that was already started?
So as soon as the performance cycle has started, you set the due dates by the days that you have to enter the feedback in. In case it gets postponed, for example, like as soon as it started, you can't edit anything in the cycle anymore. But if, for example, there is 1 or 2 employees who are a bit late and haven't handed it in within the time frame that was set, as soon as you leave this performance cycle open, they can still enter their feedback. Only as soon as the whole performance cycle is closed, then it's not possible to enter the reviews anymore.
Amazing.
I hope that answers the question.
I think so, yes. Thanks, Lena. The second question would be, can you arrange training sessions whenever people want to do it in their free time and develop the whole training sessions and slides, etc. on the training? For example, for onboarding, having videos on there and presentations and test questions, etc.
So this is a functionality that might come. I'm not sure, because these are many functionalities that you just named. I know that it is planned, for example, to put in some links, and there will also be something with an iCall connection that you will be able to have it set up or have an appointment in the calendar. That these kind of things are planned. Regarding the video, I'm not sure how far in the future or if that is planned yet. As said, the training management team, the developers, they're not 100% sure yet what the next steps are. So you're welcome to post that feedback in the ideation area in the community. And I'm sure now from the watching participants, I'm sure there are others also who are interested in this functionality. You're welcome to upload the idea. And our product team will definitely consider this, yes.
Okay, thank you. We have a last question, which is pointing in the same direction. It says, hello, it would be great to include links, attachments, etc. for the training. Will this be possible for the future or able to be linked, for example, with LinkedIn training?
So with links, as far as I know, I think it should be connected in the future. I don't know how far in the future. With LinkedIn training, I'm not aware, but this can also be subject of change. So yeah, that I would also refer to the community. Yeah, as there are like lots of developments in this area to come.
Definitely. Thank you, Lina. There are no open questions at the moment.
Okay, thanks, Laura. Then we continue with the second bucket for today, the integrations, Pento, Honestly, and WFM One. And we have a little storm going on in Munich now. Not sure if you can hear that. With the integrations, Pento is you can automate outgoing payments to your employees, HMRC reporting and payments. It's only available in the UK, so this is very important here to mention. And the big advantage now is that payslips from Pento can be sent to Personio, as we do have it in German for the German integration that have, yeah. So this is a huge achievement, I think, and really for many people who are using Pento. Then the second integration is Honestly. Honestly is an anonymous employee survey tool where, yeah, it's specialized for the DACH market regarding data security. Anybody else, of course, can also use it. And it collects data from Personio, so you just have to keep them updated in Personio. And honestly, you do have different dashboards that you can have a look at. And for example, if you have different measurements that go out of the surveys, and you also have dashboards to yeah, have a look at the measurements that have been taken place, if they were successful or not, because I mean, that's also always important if you do a survey. And the last one, FM1, this is a workforce management process platform. It's specifically for personnel planning, for complex shift planning, for night shift, and also, for example, if the shifts are like specifically been paid, then this is a very good and special tool for that. Because in Personio, you can, yeah, reflect normal shift planning or normal daily work. And this is easy with Personio, but when it comes to night shifts and different calculations of salaries at night, then this is a bit more complex, and therefore we have different integrations like FM1. And the data between FM1, WFM1 and Personio has been exchanged regularly so that it's always up to date. This is it to the integrations. Do we have any questions to that?
Thank you, Lina. Yeah, we have one question. So how do we activate the payslips going from Pento to Personio?
Okay, this is complex. No, actually for Pento, it's not that complex. But in the marketplace, so for Pento, there needs to be a special setup, and that has Pento been doing. What I've explained with the API earlier, that has been done. It can be that you have to set up something in Pento. There, I'm not 100% sure. But for example, when we have the API, I quickly show that in the account under settings. Here, API credentials. I just show that here now on Greenhouse. If the integration like Pento is set up for it already, you can give the access right that you need, read and write. For Pento, it would be write, because you also want to push in data. And that is the other setting that needs to be done. And for what you have to do in Pento, there, it would be great if you could contact them if there needs to be something done, because they are not 100% sure on the other tool. Yeah, but in Personio, just this bucket needs to be filled out.
Thank you.
Okay, is there another question, Laura?
Give me a second. We just received one more question. So what is the difference between Pento and Dativ?
So Dativ is mainly in the German or in the German speaking market, and Pento is really you can only use that in the UK, this tool, because there are different country restrictions, and therefore, for example, as a European, as a EU-based or German-based company, you would not be able to use Pento due to like some, I think, technical restrictions, but also I'm not sure if it also has like data restrictions here. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not informed about the very details. That's just what I heard about.
Okay, amazing. So we don't have any open questions at the moment.
Cool. Thanks. Then I continue with a quick outlook on recruiting, because here we have exciting news. The smart scheduling for interviews, I've heard that lots from customers in the German community. There was an idea, also very highly upvoted and well commented on the smart scheduling for interviews. It is a Calendly-like appointment booking system. Just that you do not need your Calendly tool anymore. So it's one software where you can save costs from, and it's a white label solution within Personio. So yeah, basically it is included. You don't have to pay extra. That's quite cool. And you can make it even easier now to find suitable appointments for all participants. Like, it was very important in the recruiting area to first launch the video interviewing, and now also have the smart scheduling, because this makes it so much easier. And the only important thing that you have to know is that for the smart scheduling, you need the Chronify integration. The Chronify integration is also for free. It's in Personio. It's also a subcontractor of Personio. So it fulfills all the GDPR compliancy regulations. They also now, on the side note, have a location within the European Union. So everything that has been concerns from some companies before, and therefore they made a different DPA, that's now resolved, and everyone can use the Chronify integration now, and also the smart scheduling soon. Our product team is in the end phase of developing it and testing it already. So yeah, it's quite cool, actually. I'm very looking forward to that. It will make the recruiter's life much more easy. Okay. And that's it. I see there are no open questions in the chat. That is great. Laura, is there anything else that came into this topic?
No, we're good.
Okay, perfect. Then I want to give you a quick update what's coming next. So yeah, we very well appreciate your feedback. If you tell us what you thought of today's session, then we're happy to implement your feedback. We did that, for example, with integrations here, that we have shown them on one slide and made it a bit quicker. And yeah, it will take maximum of 2 minutes, promised. And yeah, then I'm looking forward to see you in the next Personio product update on the 5th of May. Yeah, same time as usual. And our next online user group meeting in the end of April on the 27th will take place. And I will tell you, this is going to be big, because there will be a huge roadmap update with new functionalities on performance trainings management, even a deep dive session on trainings management with yeah, more detailed information what's coming next. And also an interview with one of our customers. Yes, and that's it from my side. I say thank you that you were here, and see you next time. Looking forward to see you. Bye-bye. Have a good day.